Today, the debt to GDP is more than 100%. It means if you take all Ghana's GDP and you turn it into money, you use it to pay all our debts and you still owe 3%. Our debt to GDP was 57%. And the optimum GDP for middle income countries that is recommended by the IMF is 60%. So we were even under the recommended debt to GDP. When we left office, the budget deficit was 6.6%. Today, the budget deficit, it even went to 15%. It has now started dropping. When we left office, inflation was 15.5%. Inflation under this government went to 54%, and is only now dropping. It's about 30%. When we left office, cocoa production was 960,000 metric tons. And we went for syndication loan of $1.8 billion, brought $1.8 billion into this country. Today, cocoa production is under 500,000 tons. And when they went for syndication, they got only $800 million. At 8%, we got $1.8 billion at 2%. And so what are you talking about? You can't compare the economy under us. When we left office, we gave you 2 new oil fields. All the work that we did as NDC was with one oil field, the Jubilee field. We worked and brought the 10th field and the Sankofa field into production. And so it made oil revenues triple. When we left office, we had solved Dumso. We bought enough generation. We established ESLA to pay the legacy debt. Today, Dumso is back. You can't pay the independent producers. And all of you know Dumso is back, just that they don't want to announce a timetable. Yesterday when I came to Tamale, the lights were off the whole day. And so, this thing they keep saying, Mahama left a mess, we came and repaired your mess. Before I left office, the IMF said that Ghana's economy was going to grow by 8%. And it grew by 8% and more in 2017. And in 2018, it dropped. When their own policies started kicking in, you look at the GDP growth rate. From the high of 8% that they inherited from me, the next year it went to 6 point something, 5 point something, until when COVID hit, it went to 0. So that myth about you left us a mess, you left us a mess. When you came into office, the Kufuor Eurobond was left with 270 million to pay. Where did you get that money to pay? Mahama left it in the sinking fund because I knew that debt was coming up. That was visionary because I knew that if a new government came, it was going to be difficult to find 270 million at once to pay off the Kufuor Eurobond. So we left it in the sinking fund. They came and met it. In October, they just took it and paid the Eurobond. And after that, they didn't put any money in the sinking fund again. That's why when COVID hit, we had no money to defend ourselves. I set up the stabilization fund. When COVID hit, they didn't know where to find money. We told them, go and look in the stabilization fund. I left money in there. Went and took 300 million, from the stabilization fund. I set up the Ghana Investment Infrastructure Fund, the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, and I put $270 million seed money in that fund. Today, that's what you are using to build your Agenda 111 hospitals. So how can I have left you a mess? They are good at propaganda, and so they just keep repeating something. Oh, we came and met your mess. We came and met your mess. In 2016, for the first time in Ghana's history, we ran the government budget without taking 1 CD from the Bank of Ghana, 0 borrowing from Central Bank. You in 2021, 42 billion, you made Central Bank print for you. The following year, 2022, 35 billion you made central bank print for you. And that is why today central bank is broke, because it made a loss of more than 60 billion cedis. When I was president, central bank made a profit of more than 1 billion cedis. And so that propaganda must stop once and for all. You didn't inherit a mess. You inherited an economy that was doing well. It is you, by your mismanagement, your clueless finance minister, and your clueless head of economic management team, who now wants to run away from economic issues to become the champion of digitalization. It is they who have created this mess.
Enti Adeshimama, you are John Dramani Mahama, the nation builder, the leader and flag bearer of the NDC. Obema Noah, Unyamia Yina Magana. So meji yemfim kwa somni ahochire mu no na mote nka no. MPP for the atrone nada. E dada nipa bebre. E no mo ba ye na economy na se o mesi kasem adrega. That was His Excellency John Dramani Mahama himself setting the record straight. The Okaye nyina no kretrudo, and there is not one that the MPP can dispute. Ebia the Okan no potokasem no wan ti ase. Don't worry, o de pa branti bi oben wa o te potokasa no ncheche mu ma akankasem. And don't worry at all when you will be, because in the subsequent editions, you beje brenia dosanse muimu esuko. Menyane tiese Akina Radio Watechiman. Ene bunu is in Patemuho, Omofejumedi live. And I know that there are many other radio stations picking this program live, and in due course, we will recognize all of you. Bebre Edri, it is time for the Moment of Truth editorial. No kremre no ini. Intipewe mame. Tau. You will see me by the touch screen bringing you all you need to know about the corrupt and nepotistic dealings of the Bawumias Part 1. May that's it. Yo, Omade Shanti said the media can you know. We a corruption tracker. Episode 2. Now what we tell me the episode 1 bremo about fracadam dam bia na Yoruba women and people for the job when say Omayen was streamer mentifia. We gave you hardcore evidence for you to see the truth for yourself. Say ni na ye fracadam 1.6 trillion old Ghana cedis. Abayno afane kwa yamfanye adepebiama o maino enya so mfaso. Today on episode 2 dear ne kan wasem. We are talking about Abusuya Mamua, Ura Bawomi or your Mampenia Bedi Chri. Katashane proye dream Pesemin Kumunya. Or may sika or name Abusuya for air fan in your funo. And no one send yade bremo. Na Obiobisa say, Adam Kran and Sammy Gyamfi and DC4. My corruption tracker, episode 1. More sounds on the episode 2 about a moment of truth. Adan among cast and fofro. Obusuya vonchiremuni etiawa. Medical chirimu say, o man bia ni wa obetumi atumpon. O man bia ni wa obetumi akonanim. O man bia ni wa ne manfo obetumi adiye. Agese sa o man na timi atu katahyehe ne proyase. Esan se katahyehe ne proya ya ade a etwe o man bia mpuntuo eka echire. Sika kakra ya jeje no o man ni muturutuo de enya firi do man koma nyame de echeyen say ye go say ye oil say ye koko. Ye mpanyimfo asede se omode ye de se fata ye de mpuntu a omanfo nyina benya so mfaso na yakoba se nipa kakra bi afasika no omudi ne nyafunyafu a eye wiye yo no motwi konachi etu krom kwan na ye nyeye no asopiti na wo pe na wunya bi no adwuma na wo pa wunya bi ni ahokyera wo komu no ni nyina ye katahyehe ne proye ho asem, and that is why you must pay attention to this series on corruption tracker. Obi beka say oh na omampenya be de akire mo ka katahyehe ne proye a o se ono de oyemeti keke aden ono na mo ka na asem abusiafo no so nkyeremu no eyetitia. The reason is this: MPP ka katahyehe ne proye asem a na owura bawomi aye no hu ntadu akire o de ne ho asie attention ni nyina all the time is on Omanpenye Kufuado ni nebusuafo nko a. Now today, on this edition, we will demonstrate to you say Alhaji Bawumia osi odi mate no. Or your Omanpenye Kufuado Pro Max. One we use iPhone we just amotiase. Or your apprentice a wosua kata hyehyɛ ne proye eche ne master mpo. Enya temdidie enya kasetwitwe, we will let the facts speak for itself. And that is why today the spotlight is on him. We are unpacking the corrupt and nepotistic dealings of the Bawumias. Now, Bible say, by your words thou shalt be justified, by your words thou shalt be condemned. And same ben ora Bawumia ne yere Samira Bawumia. E ka kire Ghana fo e fa kata hyehyɛ ne proye ho. Sisi dua ben no mudi susu ye wura mahama. Dia no mo kafa ne ho na bo hye ben no mo hye yes mo ba ban mu a mo beye afa kata hyehyɛ ene proye ho. Abusuafo me ye bi a kyerɛw. When it's a moment of truth there, we serve you nothing but the truth. Kakum yetini kwakuo num. The internet does not forget. Ketremam pro inti yehwe nsem ni bi. Now the edikan ene etwa no Mahama government most corrupt in Ghana's history Bawumia. Asem way CTFM4 na report to here or ka same way in the run up to the 2016 election mra na obon to a o se Ghana abakosem nyina owura Mahama ena oye kata hyehyɛ ne dwirim pa as president. There also be a daily guide MPP former national chairman Freddie Blay on one paper seat 20th October 2016. You can see there. Etifia 7 or say corruption is the hallmark of NDC. Bawumia. Nensemo o kade campaign America achire wo no. We enye buslim ka on one nsimni. There also me answer or say corrupt Mahama disgrace to nothingness. Bawumia Ghana Web 16th November 2016. Or say Ora Mahama obokro no do nti ogusrimfo okra ni mu ase. All these things, all these lies, they said about His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And then unko, you have on your screen 7th September 2020. Shewen Sumame. But this second lady of ours, Samira Bawumia, dear, Wamoni Kurechi Domrana MPP for April Mampenia Bendu and Keke. Ono so no kujina platform so kasapa. No mpo de na no e yache nukunu. Into ti asem wo kan ne ha publisher for publisher, my publisher, the publisher on the 7th of September 2020. Potoka Samia says Samira fingers John Mahama over nepotism. What kind of story? No, the second lady Samira has accused former President John Mahama of practicing nepotism whilst in political office. So what kind of story we are? Edi na Samira kan wasem. Osi Yewura Mahama ye abusuama mu. Na ontiase se Yewura Mahama ni nua ye frɛ no Ibrahim Mahama. O ye adwuma. O ka box site ye de ama John Mahama nua ho asem. Se e kyerɛ se John Mahama ye kata hyehyɛ ne proye. No no de ni kunu de onye sa. Ye sure say okay, my husband is a whiskey. E ye ho no ka sa asem we. Se John Mahama ni NDC ye abusuama mu. That is what they said. It is very important. I will bring you back to this story. Now you koye ni. Yema me Samira sana me frɛ no because oye Ghana oba panyin otoso mienu. Ti ba me frɛ no yema me. Wakasa agu Yewura John Mahama ho fi abranya no kre se oye abusuama mu because you all know say Yewura Mahama ni busuani a no wo na aba mu as an appointee na e ba ko pe. A sister Joyce Muktari Bawa. No, you're deputy minister, not even a minister, a deputy minister for transport. Ninua Ibrahim Mahama no mo kana asem or you're well-established businessman or starting your adwuma nyenne. Na abrofo a omo ye mining wo Ghana. Te se go fields for water kwa. Omo afa no a ono na ye mining ma wo mo. Ennyuma ahyeta e wa bibrem ne bibrem atoye. Ko Liberia o ye adwuma. Yet Samira ka say o ye adwuma keke de. And your mama your kronfo or ye busuamambo. Eti ko mo bae no. We would have expected somebody ka busuamammo kokofu bo obode. Oncheni United ye nka ye nhu bi. But busuamfo, what do we see? Hwehama me. On your screen, eye Owura Bawumia one ne yire Samira Omo busuafo nko a ya ma omo dibre ewo NDC ewo MPP aban we mu. Sa wo hwe soro ha papa ye obowe ne wo fefefe ya fe no Alhaji Ahmed Ramadan. Samira Bawumia second lady ne papa no. Enti owura Bawumia na asew konofo prekope. Aban ne ba ya na Bawumia lobby mayeye na asew no. Ghana amrado to United Arab Emirates. Yeka Dubai. Oh, baby, all you nisika wono. Samira papa na ye Ghana nam sini amrado ewo ho. Bawumia na asew no. Abusuafo ensiwa omo opposition omo se ndisi ye abusua mamuo no mu di atroto jo mahama so no mo hwe de omo ye Samira ni nua bema ye frɛ no Abu Ramadan eye Bawumia vice president na konta ono so omo ma ne so no mo de ko nadbo no onye MPP nimpo MPP fo bre no nka ho enso ni nua ba na ye second lady nti ye ne deputy director of NADMO wa wo from 2017 ebisine. Now we have my papa we or the one Ghana phone some trofo bebre ahwehwe ni picture omunya no be ne de NDC 360 ye nya no the photo ni ye raba Bawumia ni nua panyi a ye frɛ no Mumuni Abdullahi Bawumia ye de ne to Bawumia papa or the Mumuni Bawumia ono so aban we ba ya na position muntie ni opposition na bi ni Ghana bakosemu jo mama breso ye papa Mills ya papa Kofo, ya papa Rollins abenso ni any position bi asa e Ministry of Interior aso ye hwe police for any soldier for any the security agency so your friend a technical advisor to the Ministry of Interior and you create sa position ni man enti Bawumia nua panyin no na aba from her mami we I can start in free ni so ono so your friend no Honorable Laribazura Abudu Bawumia nua ba prekope ono so owura Bawumia ba and edi kan man so 2018 ye the deputy CEO for Northern Development Authority ewi akire kra no 2022 ya san so paw no omampanyin akufo ado ne Bawumia paw no se omeye swafo emfa emma ne nkoda yeyo Minister for Gender and Children Social Protection enti ne nua ba no abuja ko mo man nso na MPP for na aka no kra de nya positions ni bi no Bawumia ni nua eye Samira Bawumia yere Samira o ye Ghana ba penyi otoso mienu second lady ni nua be marketwa last but one your friend Fauzi Ramadan ono so de ne ho asie uko internet so nyina wunya ni photo no we for first aid for pen no munya ni photo NDC 360 ya ni photo aba on da ho no Fauzi Ramadan Bawumia nua bema or yes special assistant Mrs. Samira nua bema or yes special assistant to the second lady Samira Bawumia. So that is the family tree of Bawumia ne yere wona bemu and yet these are the people omudi atro say Joma Medin kwa so wo ye abusua mamu abra ono na ne busua ni ba akopɛ na deputy minister ohun kokofu bobo omomobo na ye ndisi fo mpo de enka Bawumia de ni na busuafo ne nuanom ne nkontafo ne asewfo ababa mu a enka enhaye pii enka enhaye ombaye na nkomo ye nyuma pa be magana atumpo a enka enhaye bawo emu de omo baye no oman ni sika kakra ye wo no e na omu di sika ni nyafunyafu katasese ne proye fita e na Bawumia ne nuanom ye de odi kan ni ye frɛ no eye Haji Alare Bazura Medika ka say omampanyin eyi no as deputy CEO of Northern Development Authority okoho tricycles abobo ya eye moto na ne na ya miensa no mako aha 9400 enyantaban 2 yiraya bisi ne yenhu bebie faaye and mami campaignfo a the CEO no Sammy Gyamfi the CEO of the Northern Development Authority finger and say ono ne hye chiri ema omo boss a wo man no krono kese ema Ghana hwiri sika titiri over 20 billion old Ghana cedis. When reports there by now, the media told us again, say, apart from 400 tricycles, there were 2 of the deputy CEOs almost 400 tricycles each. Into the 200. What the 400 no one 600 tricycles. Motos omo fire so bebre. Ni nyina wo ha. Na ma wadanse me tu mira na ma kiresi na mama obi adi enini. Now obebi say what is your evidence? We are Ghana Web. The date is 31st January 2022. Mr. the producer, ebe me picture on picture. Na etiefu ahu say no kretrodo ne eka. Dr. Bawomia's sister fingered in missing 400 government tricycle saga. Wo wabo mahama echi so ye abusuama mu abranya no kre. Wo ba ya wasesa ensewfo ne enkontafo amomu positions. Enye hwe. Omo be ye adwuma pa abo oman no so a omo be bo ye kro no. This is the evidence. Abusuafo anya no nko. The same issue pause.com a story on January 9th 2020 was a 400 tricycles worth 2 million Titisicano 20 billion allegedly stolen at the Northern Development Authority. And okay story no say according to reports the tricycles were allegedly stolen from the office of the authority on October 27, 2019. About 700 motorcycles and 200 extra tricycles cannot be traced. And the letter, the CEO now not there, Jumayuku now not the command divisional commander. What tamale police opinion. All these facts are there. You can Google the story and read it. We are not making anything up. The American and I don't see any reports also revealed that among all the 3 deputy CEOs, 2 of them took away 100 tricycles each without paying. And so 2 now, almost start tricycles or went to Yakano, but we mean home. And in fact, ono obe pe MP wale ba we 2020 campaign. The slogan was money no be problem. Or chemoto to send katie because this is where they got it from. Minu taxes, minu sika. This is what they use it for. Now, enya moto nkwa. So what you buy na ba we mean ba efa moto ni abobo ya abusuafo ken haye. Poto kasem ye free bibi sole source contracts. Sole source contracts here dey. Contract ahodo for enyuma kese e wo Ghana. Emra se sa ban e fa wo bi adwuma se wo medi sa adwuma ne ma oman a aban ma obi contract ho a. Ye mamu na obi biara owo nimdie na owo capacity so obetimi aye sa adwuma. We should give that person the opportunity to compete. Tie free be competitive tendering. Ma ho kwan na obi amepre adwuma ni bi. De obetumi aye adwuma ni yie a oman no benya so mfaso abra oman ne bebo kakakra bi ne de ama no. But wo hwe de ekoso wo Bawomia ene omanpanyi akufo ado amamwo yimu a ye wo contrast akese bebre a aban de ma Bawomia nuanom a ye ma ho kwan se obi amepre bi ye si peg Bawomia nuanom ntino so source no mo kwan de ma wo mo bia so ye de sika toto so a o mine hwe sika titiri dia you will weep for Ghana as we move along. Before I go into the issues, dear na Bawomia ni omampenye kufuado ekae about so sourcing quickly. Way ayo Bawomia ne Twitter handle on the 8th of September 2016, now about 6:20 p.m. And Bawomia kwa trend Twitter. Na mahama, yora mahama ne tia konya so. Or say overpricing of contracts through the use of so sourcing is very typical of this John Mahama NDC government. Or say John Mahama aban there. Bibia so sourcing. Ni ye so sourcing dia e kire se projects aye ni so sourcing Mahama de bo ni bia to so o man ne boka. Enti omo de omo ba omo nyesa. Owura Bawomia na MPP for every election no. Bought rampant so sourcing Bawomia. We will abort rampant so sourcing Bawomia. What kind of story now? When you power we or this so sourcing, you twem. The exception and not the norm. Because so sourcing they are more minor eboka. So when you want some any edible for when you want some edible bem. Owura Bawomia na biem starfm.com.gh May 29, 2017. Bawomia na 2 ministers say what MPP aben mu for. I said, don't abuse so sourcing Bawomia to appointees. Mamun konko ye so sourcing because so sourcing more main Bawomia no. The same Bawumia on the 31st of December 2018, City Newsroom for report on say Bawumia tells MPP 40 fulfilled promises. Abaino no ma betena konwa so eni afe na edi afe. Bawumia say oma fulfill omo boshe nko 40. Na boshe ni mu ba ko ne den. Or say we promise to move away from a predominance of sole sourcing to tendering in procurement, and we have delivered. Inti shane so. Bawumia say sole sourcing enye emwo men. Ya de bo men krono emwo man ni hwisika. MPP ba omunye bi. Wama appointees warning mamunko ye bi. Ono anso say aban na di ni boshe so sourcing de omagya. Afi yento aso. Omampenye Kufuado de okan ye ni 23rd August 2016 on Twitter. Or said the era of sole sourcing will come to an end. Sole sourcing ye twem because sole sourcing e chrono. Now what do we see? They said the media can chim no. Ora Bawumia wo nua be ma bia. Ye friend Ibrahim Bawumia. Edia ye wo no ne papa de man no Ibrahim Bawumia. But ware Canada ni ba ye wo no UK. Ope UK passport nti no se san di din ye no Abraham Bawumia nti se wafa Christian name. One Bawumia picture ni nti Bawumia na te wo no o maame ni Bawumia nua penyi a ye friend Mumuni Bawumia woni. Bawumia nua be ma na ye friend Abraham ana Ibrahim Bawumia no oni. Our company you're from a Resource Assets Limited. I want to prove to you that this Resource Asset Limited Bawumia nua dia. Enti akọ Registrar General thanks to ye nua Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa. Yakwa akọ company ni nkrata mu. Company no hefo na directors. Abraham Bawumia nua na. One ne yere a ye friend no Aneta Kamiska Bawumia, they are the directors. Why na company ni ye ne dia? Company ni nye sika anamfaswa. Why na sika no kono ho? The shareholder Abraham Bawumia, the 10 number ni bibia wo ho ni. This is from Registrar General. We'll put it out for everybody to see. No do. Now, the entire year ka say yenhwehwe mu amana be there say aban way e the sole sourcing contracts akese e masa company ya your friend Resource Assets Limited Bawumia nua company asika power mine hwere no asefem. Project number 1 hwe me with screen so hwe wani so ade Sunyane Airport me am krom baby ayetete me baby am call primary baby am call JS baby am call SHS minim Sunyane asem Sunyane Airport aban we buy no mo say omu siesie no because near close to airport ni down. Phase 1 of the project ye the Bawumia nua the company you are hearing this for the first time here. Resource Assets Limited sole sourcing che say ya mpere Abina Prince companies be wo man ni mu no obi amepede. They gave that job on sole sourcing to Bawumia. The President Nana Danko Kufuado commissioned phase 1 of the rehabilitated Sunyane Airport project. Now, if you check the project, you check the story from Bono Regional Coordinating Council for website, government website, dated August 4, 2022. You can see that on your screen. The relevant portions of the story, no, approve as I'm American say no do. But the President Kufuado intimated at the commissioning that in line with his government policy to provide a functional air travel infrastructure to enhance blah blah blah, say a contract was awarded to MS Resource Assets Limited to commence the rehabilitation of the airport in 2019. It is our MS Resource Assets Limited no any Bawumia nua no company no no moka ho asem no. This is the man Bawumia nua no oni Abraham or Ibrahim Bawumia. Now abusiafo enya no nko oba Ghana Airport Company omo website a omo kasi so say adwuma na ye de ma Bawumia nua ne se wonye no sika nko a ye de ma no so sin obi ampre bi se wonye se adwuma no was 52.25 million cedis. Yes, 52.25 million cedis. Titi sika no 520 billion. Adwuma ben adwuma ye se onya ne se runway Sunyane Airport runway na kitikiti bi samre na 1280 meters. Yes 120 ka ho e wo dada but asenti patch portals no na 120 meters e meka ho na yenya 1400 meters. na onsan so en rehabilitated taxi link or patchy portals esiesie ho na akwan a eda ben airport no so no onsiesie resurfacing na just okoye kwan foforo or the abo egu so no wasiesie ne kama na terminal dan ya esi ho a eho na otu kwan a wo befa no etimi fa nipa be 100 and also so omo a se hwebrofo no omo se minimal renovation intenya adwuma kese bia airport na ye kanani ni mfonyin nsunya ne airport a owura ba wo mi anua ye na eni runway na oma ye ketekete na tese minsam no eno susu ni airport ni enti bisa wo MPP ni a wo hwe me ne se adwuma we eho ka timi ye 525 billion OCD sana. Ask yourself that. Na di enti na ekwan keke ne portals apache keke minimal renovation of a terminal building, why must it be so source? Di enkwa na ba wo mianua ne company no owo ana wonim ya Ghana construction companies bebre obi antumi nye bi. The same ba wo mi a o se so source ye krono e mo man boka no mo de o mo nye sa a wo two ministers for say mamu ko ye so source no. Why will you give this job, mediocre job, to your brother through so sourcing for 525 billion old cities? Na busianfo ye Ramahama tikese da so da ye pa. And then nobody come about airports osisi ye. And yet your CSC ni keke. One of those airports, before we even get to that, lest we forget segments. One of these airports, American was a whole airport. Whole airport here Ramahama si ni mono chiao. Na airport to be any ho ofitiasia from scratch esi ni mono chiao. Or the $25 million in the sea. Or started project in 2015, not dollar nyan 4 cities. By now the project in 2016, you know, averagely, even if you use $1 is to 4 cities, $25 million. What the best city more is just about 100 million Ghana cities. And this is brand new airports. So whole airport now President Mahama see, you know. The runway is 1,900 meters and 30 meters wide. The 30 meters. The 10,900 meters, just 1.9 kilometers. Dear Bawomiani Ninuye, Yama Omo Sikaso Monkoyan, Sunyane Diano, 120 meters per no Modiaka home. The 30 meters. John Mahama's brand new from scratch. Whole airport, 1,900 meters versus 120 meters. Whole airport, no. Ebe to me process 150,000 passengers a year every day. Ebe to me process 400 passengers because there will VIP lounge and VVIP lounge. So nyane airport no VIP ni Miami Chrome airport VIP bi anim. VVIP bia so enim. 100 passengers per ebe to me process yomo per day. No, but we me ade no. O man penyi Mahama brand new whole airport no. Ni April yaka April a baby a plane ni si a yako pake. Etimi fa plane you know. O si ni brand new. Ba wo mi ade na wo hodada e na o ye portals keke. Etimi fa plane be se ba akon. Ora Mahama see whole airport no. Akwan a wo ye ni wo brand new from scratch 9 kilometers. Ba wo mi ade akwan a wo hodada no de abogu su siesie ni keke. Enu 9 kilometers. And so here Ramahama at the $25 million equivalent to 100 million cities. And they see whole airport no more chiao. But when we are there, pentimamentono, sika 52.5 million cities. Titikano 520 billion. Do the math for yourself. You are discerning. But when you shekra no dokra etwa hye de onim sa ben. It is about dogana na wo pe no kra. Judge this for yourself. Muse Mahama kwa. And we so say no we. Look at what they have done. Now you can see it on your screen. Whole airport Mahama see nini. Brand new from scratch. But we me pentimamentono in the siwa anwen seno. 520 billion because ye dia mani nua. Yankoso. Enya airport nko a and aban dia ma ba wo me nua company. So on in abusuafo nche. No, not just this airport. Not just this airport. Ye wo koko akwan akese sika etan wono so na koko akwan ye de ma contract ya Ye bamu say road contractors say what Ghana nya no bi am pribi. Oba ye say lot 1, lot 2. Kwan way this kilometers. Ye pese ye ni say asphalt and abi to me. Obo ye saying ye hwe de ne bo form. A wo betumi aye kwan ni yie. Na ye the contract na ma no. Owura ba wo mi anko aba ya. Cocoa Rose or the money nua so sourcing or ma ho kwan so bi am pribi. Into the same Resource Access Limited. The 2 million number here. Ya mo cocoa kwan a free asen we a type asen akropon to Odomase to Asibrem 22.1 kilometers. Secound kwan ya de ma no 54.2 billion actually ebiguso. Into Secound 54.2 million Secound, that's 540 billion one contract. And another Cocoa Road project. Chibuso Haso Wodre, Mibodi no nama money ya mofancheme. Bangolo Feeder Roads, 14.5 kilometers, 29.4 million cedis. Titisicano, 294 billion. 2 Cocoa Roads. Biya so sourcing. Obi see me evidence, we me evidence na da no. This is the moment of truth. You 2 million ya chirisie. Atendidie bia nim no kre na ekasa no. This is a letter. Public Procurement Authority for Trade. 14th May 2020. The project. You see, rehabilitation, upgrading, reconstruction of roads in cocoa growing areas. I say, at the board, second paragraph, at the board technical meeting held on Thursday, 14 May 2020, the board granted approval to Ghana Cocoa Board in accordance with Section 41B of Accesses 3 as amended to use a single source procurement method to engage multiple contractors for the construction of roads. And this is it. Companies when they are so source no Asia coupon Resource Access Limited. Resource Access Limited. It is on your screen. You can see that for yourself. Now, I want to establish beyond doubt. Se so sia ba wo mi akasa tia in opposition oba ye eno nko an oni ni nuanom mo ye krono wo mu omudi wi o man ni sika de di kan etia public procurement law, which is a crime because contracts na nya contracts e wo se ye si peg se ba ko form fa through so sourcing and a sika ye de ma ba wo mi anua no so no e bro de wo se ko man no etuama no into o man no me no mienu ye taxes. We are losing it to Bawumia and his family. Where is the evidence? The Auditor General's report. Ghana auditor ni ono na Ghana semsi kasem nyina oye muhwehwemu. Why audit, special audit, or friend of performance audit report on the Auditor General on the construction of cocoa roads. Now, 2023 anoye, paragraph 55. Cocoa Board's procurement policy stipulates that all procurement activities are to be in line with the Public Procurement Act. Or say procurement, mra Cocoa Board ye jumane say contract omodi mebiano, omu follow procurement mra. Oba paragraph 56, or say procurement mra say section 41. And sana obeka say wo ye project this so sourcing no. Hwede ye kan. Section 41A to D of the Public Procurement Act 2003 allows the use of single source procurement method where there is exclusivity, urgency, emergency, continuity, and compatibility subject to the approval of the PPA. She said, oh, my contract now will say, what they my company back up. Prem will be a pribi. Dear friend is so source na. Dear Bawumian in no more yana. I was our company no what suyahunu expertise via or non one will be. And as a human na no emergency BSc, BBBT was here intended. But we all know say cocoa rules and tesa. Auditor General twice so at paragraph 58 of that report say Cocoa Board awarded 266 road contracts for Air Cocoa Road Improvement Project 2, measuring a total length of 4,131 kilometers. Upgrading and construction in cocoa growing areas. Out of the 266 contracts awarded, 33 were through competitive bidding. 33 there, or more amount for pribi. 175 were through single source procurements. Then the Auditor General said this, paragraph 60. Although the use of restricted tendering and sole sourcing saved Cocoa Board time, it would have taken to evaluate a large number of tenders. Our analysis, Auditor General said, Our analysis showed that these methods cost Cocoa Board about 100% more than the use of a national competitive tendering in terms of kilometers of, the cost per kilometer of road. Auditor General. And if you read on, you will see the Auditor General was emphatic. Say, because they had the contracts when you know, and in Nuyanom through sole sourcing, and other companies through sole sourcing. When this MPP government spoke against sole sourcing, a car was saying you're bonus are quiet no you're born double, in some case triple. A can a cabin, cocoa fusika, a cabin, minu mutual, and aquacudi. These companies, including Bawumienua Company. What's the same Sika? Apart from the cocoa roads, there are also other road projects at Ministry of Roads and Highway. Ediama Bawumienua. Okabomua 83 million cedis, and also sourcing through Yenua Samuel Okujetua Blakwa. He's published the documents. We have intercepted payment vouchers. He can't quite to Yamomo. Where we are, you can see 5.7 million Bawumienua Company, Resource Assets Limited. Sikano, Omutuyana Dabeng, 13th March 2023. Another payment, 27th November 2023, 5.8 million. Another payment, 3rd March 2023, 15.5 million. 8th March 2024, Yao, 10 million. Titiskan 100 billion Bawumienua Company. Okay, kasika ni nyina abomua. Any airport de ni nyina abomua. Bawumia any nuanom company Ghana sikanko e de ama wo for these 5 projects alone. Ye treaty under part 1. 280 million cedis. Titisikano 2.1 trillion cedis. The vouchers are here, documents don't lie. All the documents are here. Na me de manuba besino. What do you want? Omagu mahama and hufin. Omedi atrato so. So oye busu amamu abrenya no kre. Omoba omaba be ye worse. I've shown you the evidence. But womienua ba and the hair ye wia mutus agira. Ono ane boss accuse ni se mutus no uwie bi. Fa no to nchen. Hwesika titiri die over 2 point something trillion worth of contracts ayede am omo so sourcing. Etika busuano omodi omayi hu akama ye tam anka de aka no kamu betumi agya am afoforo babusuanfo kakra ye de be magana asudusuanfo scholarship eno so a Bawumia e de akoma Samira nua be ma na ye friend of Fauzi Ramadan ya man scholarship ono na ye the personal assistant on the office ono atua neka ye the Ghana scholarship e was ye de ma hiafo mobrowa ma Yadema even MPP full soldiers Vanessa. Yasanso de akoma Samira nua Bema na the special assistant. What the bagana sikamua 320,000 cedis, 3.2 billion. And ya no kwa na ya. The shia bufu ne say ye man scholarship no school na wanko. Sikana ashe. Ye bisa na o na me yare. I don't know when defer course so na me yare na mean defer me course. It is scholarship sikana ke betimi akwa nya for one so a ni nyina ahye ayo maker. And if you go on my jaw online you will see the story. A kind of was Fawaz Ramadan, a relative and personal assistant to Second Lady Samira Bawumia, was awarded 17,355 pounds to cover the cost of tuition for an MSc in Global Supply Chain Management at Brunel University in the UK. However, Mr. Ramadan never pursued the course because he claimed he was involved in an accident during the peak of COVID-19 and could not defer when your accident. I want to defer the course. Neither he nor the state benefited in any way from the tuition fee paid to Brunel University. Sikani inashe because I'm far more. We've given you the facts. We've given you the facts. Bako ha kame de beba no me pushi appearance fee no me pushi mreti me pushi akomanim. But you see, these are the issues. And for you, Ghana ni awo hweme no. Judge for yourself. Say papa ya ono nam say I am not corrupt. I am not corrupt. I am incorruptible. Can you trust this man? Ubia oye kampi utimisha bonne. Ade achi wose wo na me juki. Na me didi agro. O kan we enya no kre. O kan we enya no kre. And the evidence shows that this man is 10 times corrupt than Akufo-Addo. The pro-mass version of Akufo-Addo. We can't trust this man because he is not only a chronic liar, but inherently corrupt. And see a mistake at the Ghana Sheba Wumiansa. Kronu way no ne nabusuafo ba beto aso. Kronu way no beto aso. And there is no way he can come and prosecute Mampenya Akufo-Addo. Because Mampenya Akufo-Addo be kind Sheba Wumia. Many can di e ga say minuanom efo moman sika no. Won so we bi. And untumi mfa yen court. His hands are dirty. More dirtier than Akufo-Addo. He can't fight corruption. If you want accountability, this court, including Akufo-Addo and Abusuafo, vote for change. Vote for the nation builder, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Washaya Bosse, baby, you see, could be obeji amae. One make sure say Embra, ebe yejuma. The producer, but Kennedy akopre kwa Japan tape in the mame. Na yemfa moment of truth ye mewie. Ebi ana obi tie mo MPP ni, oso Sammy Gyamfi do NDC niti na okasa. Yentie MPP mu cheche mucho. Na yentie de waka afa aban we ho. Efa kata hye ne proyo. Thank you.
The MPP is looting this country as if there's no tomorrow. So much. Why? What do you mean? The youth of this country are not working. Now we're intimidating and also. The MPP is looting this country as if there's no tomorrow. So much. Why? What do you mean? The youth of this country are not working. Now we're intimidating and also.
Daddy, I think it is time I put my business plan of opening a snack bar into action.
Really? But why now?
Why not now? I have been paying close attention to John Mahama's 24-hour economic policy, and I think it is really going to boost the leisure and hospitality industry. You know, when people go to work throughout the day, they would definitely need something small in their tummies, and I'll be there to serve them.
But I thought I was the only one who listens to news in this house.
No.
Says the man born before computers.
Tell him.
See, we have the news right here on our phones, and we are keenly following John Mahama's 24-hour economy policy digitally.
Digital man.
Yes, I mean this. Yes. And one thing I can be sure on. Since the launch of my online delivery system, things have really been picking up, and it will be great to have the support of the government to grow beyond the borders of Ghana. And with a 24-hour economy policy, government will be able to provide an atmosphere of improved security and public safety, and also a well-regulated and monitored private security to facilitate round-the-clock activities to make it more safe for us to serve our clients no matter the time of the day.
Well, for civil servants who work with the Passport Office, DVLA, Customs, Ports and Harbour like me, running the 8-hour shift system will help relieve the large customer traffic we have to deal with within the current 8 to 4 p.m. system. We can effectively serve Ghanaians and foreigners within the shortest time.
Hey, madam, I didn't know you also pay attention to the 24-hour economy policy too.
It is what everyone is talking about. I will be glad to work in the afternoon shift than run off to work in the morning. I leave that for the younger generation.
You are really too old for that.
And old boy, what are your thoughts? Well, I will take advantage of the tax exemptions, the cheaper and reliable electricity, and more importantly, the government's support to scale up my juice manufacturing company for local consumption and for export. Look, obey a pinso or chrome.
Please obey. In a 24-hour economy, is it?
You know what to do. Vote for John Mahama, the nation builder, and the NDC for a 24-hour economy. Ejuma Pankwa.
Efaya Drusi is the NDC and U segment. And NDC Amanyoko, yen sheshe pa ne nepa ye wo mo my Ghana nyina ye de bro. I've told you that the 2024 election is an election like none other. It's an election that is going to define the future and the destiny of our children. And the election way making sure say obeto aba for policy. Obeto aba not for atrone nada. But obeto aba ma party new penyimu a won hye pa mo men. It is about issues. And that is why we are doing this. We are not just criticizing. We are telling you what the NDC has for you. And what do we have for you today? What we have for you is John Mahama's National Women's Development Bank. Matiye Papa Mahama are on it. Matiye Mami Nana Jane on it. And today I'm joined in the studio by my sister, the Member of Parliament for the good people of Techiman North, the Honorable Elizabeth Ofosu Ajare. Mami Onyamra Shebedwani Keke. Oyo Emranimfo. She's been a lawyer for 24 years. Na basika sem bank ne sanyama so womu suahunu ba. Currently, savings and loans company from Pacific Savings and Loans. On a lawyer. And she's held this position for 10 years. Into Shemra as a Mashebedwani. Or a lawyer for 24 years. Or sounds like a lawyer for a savings and loans company for 10 years. And or a board member for multi-trust financial services from 2011 till date. What's this here? And also bear 13 years board member. And Christian Mothers Association Credit Union. So, Osanso Kahubi, Nejuma Paba Kongo. And she's one of our experts from the NDC when you baby din komo. Honorable Fuso Jarema Wakwaba. Ghana in hero.
So my radio.
It means 24-hour economy teacher within Nabeba.
Come up.
Great. Now, we have for any on Kwa. Miame, Mammy Nimpon, and Yanche. NDC Funina, Mammy. Madame Faustina Nelson. Dodoana friend Auntie Faustina, and Nemesume friend Auntie Faustina. So, me can say, me boy, Mammy di bread ya, and I just say, Mama, show me extended about 5 hours. But all I need to tell you is that she's currently the member of our Council of Elders in the Central Region. She's a leading member of the NDC. And mana moko at the NDC see hono. We didn't wait until be here. Mamia serve as a board member for NIB for Infibibre. Was serve as a member, a board member too on Ghana Commercial Bank. See the need ya ko ye di member bi account. But for now, I'll give you this. Until for still and chenwa, until for Simo Wakwaba.
Yeah, right.
Bibi aboko dear. You say, what be do dear? 24-hour economy no. And then Chimuno, a mubeda fine, and will be at producer, and I was saying, Kobo tape will be by Mrentino. I will jump the tape so that we go straight to the discussion. And as we move along based on time, no, if we can play that video. Now, let's start with Honorable Elizabeth Ofosu-Ajare. Ebe America Krenina, ye Papa Mahama. And ye mamia obo ye Papa Chidong, Professor Nana Jino Pukwajaman, or Mwakasa about the National Women's Development Bank. Bibi Ntiase, Cheyase. What is the bank about?
Yo, mini ansami wedi we bisebi. Asema leader bisa motimponim dwom na we bisami. Me call ya meka National Women's Development Bank cheno so. Honorable. Se bank de ebu. Enso busianu ye nyabi. Enti se Yewura Mahama or ye bank kra still busianu nya. And I'm still working ye. Excellency John Dramani Mahama. The bank now si obeye no. Eno de obeya mama nko a. Na se ne etie ni. Opese ema ye nya loan ewo ohare so. Nsi hu kitwe bi enesi hu. Ye nyina enim se bank akese no. Okwa yesi kofa odan bra. Yesi kofa krata we bra. Yenim se ma no so. Mpempi no sa nyoma eya na ye nibi wo ho. Nti Yewura Mahama ye ne se ema ye wo Ghana ha. Ye didwa. Ye pesika bosia. Eni ema edi kuo bebre ani ma eye adwuma. Sa banki ba so a ebenya ho mfaso na de ede ne se. Empanyi se obi bebo ma wasu enti se de wa wusu. Ema nko a na be ye adwuma wo ho. Ifi se ema na ni ma haw. Enti wo oba na akope bosia wo. National Women Development Bank. Ofka ko hu ma nko a.
Honorable Metiasia, na je se ye kan National Women's Development Bank. We ye banks from Kokra, Yewura Mahama, Ede Bagana.
ɛkyerɛ sɛ saa bank yi bi ma Ghana ha da a aban ayɛ menim sɛ private one bi deɛ aba yɛbɛka ho asɛm akyire nanso deɛ yɛwura mahama ɛbɛyɛ deɛ ɛyɛ du twam yɛnyɛ bi wɔ Ghana ha da sɛ bank ayɛ na ɛsɛ saa bank wei deɛ tailorfoɔ dressmakerfoɔ a wɔyɛ mmaa adwadifoɔ a wɔwɔ tachman dwom adwadifoɔ a wɔwɔ tobodom dwom wɔyɛ bɛmɔ wɔn kegyetiafoɔ wɔn a kotokraba mahama si dwama wɔn no ɔbrɔ wɔn sika kejeti a osi dwama omo obro omo sika ema no nko a anase edwuma ma bebre wom oje loan no interest no kitwe bi enye se kofa krata abra kofa we bra ye nyina enim se ema de ye dwadie no na krata asem no ha ye kakra enti yiru mahama ehu akwansidie we ye loan ho no se ema yi omo pa adwuma akwansidie we ni we na wo ho na beti omo nko a bank ma omo de a na omo kokoto manko a obi abenya sika enti wo
that is why this bank is coming
kakra eba no ubenya sika de aye enu nti na yewura mahama adwuma rura eja bema president ayahwe nanim 2025 oba na wabeboa ma na obeye free bosia ebo mu ha ho sa bank no nti na eba
behwe the screen is so am twikasa na yemode no so this is going to be a special bank established by the next NDC Mahama government which will be run by women to nurture and grow women-owned and women-led businesses. Mame ho anti fosti. Obaby hwe. Emema ni bi kura wo ho a. Asemi omote ye no. Ayo madwe mu kesene ne. Omote DM kura nti na banks bebre wo Ghana na still ye here a man kwa bank. Why a women's development bank? Obetimi a kire mo.
Sa emma banki. Former President Rawlings. Yes, was sorry ya no ye. Where program na walk around our friend no listening to
President Mahama okay.
President Mahama if he say that na the square peg akose round hole him that sabi na mam wo 70 ye bibia ade abia area bi wo mo wo no ye nimo kra na assign de bi akoka ho into wo ye ne say wo be round any amount for akasa into what on a listening to na wakwa wobusane ehia wo mo amanyame ya yadom na 7 January yeto aba no wo ba na wo bu man no a wo hunu baabia wodi bibia beto ene ne amount for no aka wa yanum se eno na wo mo hia enti madodo no a e ka se wo mo hia wo mo a bank na ayama banka we map edwadie papa Ghana attitude 51% of the entire population but predominantly no edwadie na emadi na etada na ope bibi kakra bi e de kotu bibi kra ton wodwam na sika no ebi ni ho banks de bi wo ho se ne obi anim no na eno ye General Banker emma koho emma koho ti President Mahama eka say wo be ye emma ede ama wo ma bibia yetia service oba wodwam anopa na wokọ no hyehyɛ n'aniama wotumi sa bank ne ben no na ye emma bank ya ye de be ya wotumi ka kire no ɔte ne nkyɛn sɛ obi ba hwɛ na tɔma me we ba ko taku ana say na discount mo na me boshi akwa bank enti President Mahama ye ne say wo de be ye chetia amamba na bibia ye easily accessible if you say man ya na ye wo handicap kakra bank ko do kogina ho ko fa collateral bra ko fa we bra te say ne honorable
traditional banking system nanka wo be bunya bosia bi kra edin
obstructions doso enti ebi so ana ade no wohia enti wo ye ne say wo ye ema de ama wo mo a ebe ye accessible na afi nso so do wo mbenya considerations say bibia be ye easy enti say normal bank do say ya kase bia kofa entoma bra with made wo be ma ye consideration kakra leverage bi a bi obaka say mo de monje na mo fa godi dwa special
women because women are special to John Mahama
special
and
dispensation
exactly
for Emma
Me that say me nuamba we dem am venture. Do women deserve a women's bank? And ma deserve Ghana ma deserve see be almost a special treatment we are now.
Me say
make a case for women.
Said the Ghana ma here women's banking no is even scientific because World Bank akase ma 70% our Africa ha and they own small to medium scale enterprises.
Okay.
So na
75%.
70%. Yes,
okay.
and I own small to medium scale.
Is the bojo.
Yes, our Africa ha. What buy Ghana ha 44%.
Okay.
Now omaka say your financing gap of over $3 billion. Say sa gap ni ebehwe ni ya hyemuke na wa country obesa no ma ho mfiensia o GDP be grow by 12%. When na yekika ni nyina buma yero mahama se Emma ye about 51% omo de doso. How can I grow an economy with nipa ketua bi abra dodo ne wo ho? Oso say Ghana ma ye pa adwuma ye hard working. Enti say isaka sika ya ye de ye adwuma enioma bebrebe kama yenim se manya sika ye ma edidiem yeye ye ma sukukom yeye ye health ye mi hu so ba tan bi wo ha wo so odidi na ne ba gina hoda enti so hwe ne sika ne ba ma no ho a ebeboa ama Ghana
na ma so kwa no de sika kakra bi kra mutimi multiply
ma na mi bedru hwe e ma so wo hwa sika no ye hia kakra kapa e sha ase a enti na traditional banks akese no okokwa anye 10,000 ho adwuma no moye nanso me my lawyer wo kumase me ni ma aye adwuma e ma edidwa minimum nkrofo a te say multi trust almost 30 ya no omuji loan of 10,000 and then they go in for the millions sasika na no magro enti e ma de we can always start with little me catch the
mutimi boaboa no na be kese
o catch us say we say masika yendi yes masika yendi ne basabasa because ni ye the budget to so kama ka wo hwe on fast ones we dibi enti say ma nya sika ebema Ghana akoyie because if 51% of your population is working omukro musika maami ata oton ni bidie wonya ne 2000 maami mansa a oton ni jene ende wonya ne 5000 otimi kofa jene no bag miensa eba kotokra badwuma na chese ekwa no nti ero mahama se ma no yenya sika no ayehwe ne ye ena wo hwe so a African Guaranteed Fund akase e ma so ye sika etua enti ye loan repayment no e was ropa enti sa bank ye bebe ubo se ma no ye bosia na ebetua titi yero mahama nya emu gidie se obema ye nsihu na ye ketua bi no na che se e ma ye hia sika no na ye dia ye sa nyoma we nyina na economy na ye kama enti ye ade a e ma ye hia a e beboa Ghana nyina kama
Antifosti would you when you feature you have experience, you've lived through several governments. The person who educates viewers across the world. Ghana, have we ever had a Ma Bank to say the President Mahama Ekamwasemiana?
Oh, not a Ma Bank. The late Dr. Esther Oklu and a T Bank, no. But now a year, but now and to me a wider scope.
Okay.
One, because of proximity, senior Mekaya, no. And to me, I'm stretching, Uncle baby, P. And I'm saying so. Banking system now, you can't say, I buy no castle where you're cleaning into a good, you know, a good bank, no.
Oh, sir.
Oh, yes. Anyhow, bill
420 banks, financial institutions.
National Women's Bank, a come home. Dr. Stoklu.
Your babesi atiti ni mo wure mu years or the one man. And also rubber will be an Yakufu Aguno.
I can't exercise now or my year, you know. And say, ye nibi say.
Okay.
Now, not so, na ya dear a necessity. Says I sank a woho. Inti President, former President Mahama, ye papa. I am now going to say, quite be also what the Emma Bank no ebeba. Nemum, one on a dear, or better because. Say a beer me fancy area beer enclave beer a beer edja asamka say jabaya 3-4 e bembe hono what the BBC ho proximity na me kaya no and no senior yeah emme yes say sabio and krankwa and I say emme yes say wope say krankwa wope bibi I just say what travel eko ansa na wakwaje nti wo be no across board Obia area bia benya wɔn de ya wɔn de be operate send the honorable kaye no emba de what the usika sem any adwuma sem hye wɔn nsa they are very conscientious wɔn ehia wɔn ne nyina na ye papa Mahama wɔde n'ani ato fam sɛ wɔnyi emba nsinkyɛn te bank bi abada na mom ne yɛde bɛyi de ɛsoronko kra adwuma yɛfo a wɔn nyina bɛyɛ ma interesting but workable. Security phone po yɛbɛfa mba
even security
mba completely bibi a telephone po de sɛ mma wo hɔ dada na ne nyinaa bɛyɛ mba
bank manager
oba
board members
yɛwɔ mma
nko
yɛwɔ mma
president Mahama say mma betumi ayama na yeye women are capable of managing
their own affairs mo push what they encourage mma na wo de bue mma abrabo mu ene wo mo yie die mu because eniaba p obstruct mma obi a okra wo ordinary orthodox bank na wakose wokope bibia wo fi so sebio wone mmemme ko compete no aye withdrawn kakra aye diama no kofa webra ne ebei ya ye ebei de president Mahama se wo ba interest wanya ne kakraka and afi so ba ko na wo ho na wo kan da ye savings and loan na ne sesi aye ye de ebei de ebeye te say orthodox banks yabi bank full banking system and yes savings and loan na mom no emba benya consideration interest no be wo
okay bibia hia me na me pese bitie ye sister adwen wo honorable ne ye ma me kasa no kan bibi se ne ye wo women's world banking bi wo Ghana ha aban no aguno you've been involved in this banking microfinance savings and loans kabibi chefa
menim se pokuya ewo oforikrom se otie bia wosu one amamo eni se sabria na me wokumase no na women world banking ni omo musika nti na omo wo shops ewo oforikrom na we na nanu metwa makotachiman bidu ho me frɛ omo moni ho enam se na aden wo se a yeraba wumia akufo adode ne ba se o economic wizard oba no abeha obe solve ye economic problems nyina no wabegu women's world bank ni tie nde omu nye skanya adwuma omu tifie oka kire me na me say yo ene ene ontie me ewo NDC 360 na me be kirechem na mama no hope enti ama se wutie me a excellency John Dramani Mahama osi oba abaye bank ama mba ubenye sika no wasa aba kwan ho abaye adwuma bio enti afi se mo to aba won tamu ho na mo hwe party colors tamato mo beto mo rua nmonyamfo excellency John Dramani Mahama ono de owo policy ebeboa ma a no mo wodwom a ya toto bank mu yeraba omia e kata nani toto bank mu ya ma mo kotena afi no side ma ba kwan ho bio na de meka ne se sa bai ye nkoto no ye party a ye nanawo ye koto no de e de e matan e ba kwan ho ya wo obi anto ba bia se bia sorry kra ye jai asori kra ye jai ye wo tumi e na otifie Yero Mahama ode enije ebremo enti adechi monye mo ho na monye se de be ya mo be san ba abeye adwuma biom na aboa mo na Yero aba omia na ogugu bank na de ehwen se enka women's world banking de ko be treat omo differently because ye see we nya bibia ma wase a unjai mo ne kro no ye ka sa wo ba na nka abeboa ma ewo sikasemu se wentimi amwo ma kakra omo wo no na ehu ni kwan se nka wo be se no ebi na Yero edi ayeye enti abeye ni da hosem ama ma e wo Ghana ha nyina se ye ma ye ni enko Yero Mahama ho 7th December aba ye betui no no ono wo enwonyam a ode ebetai emaichi eni adwempa ode beboa ma ama ebibia aye kama
medase that is Honorable Elizabeth Ofosu-Ajare, the member of parliament for the good people of Techiman North. Mami na woka women's bangi a omugu no there were other banks on omuboa ma no so akosi say
yeah banking exercise cleaning exercise into effective banks CP Unibank GN Bank UT Bank no nyina
so amwabo mo ne pa kwesi ndu mo banks na mo boa ma mo ye mo didwa kokwan so ni nyina so aban na gu no So that is what justifies this bank.
Yes.
I get that. Now, Honorable, answer me about Honorable, me sound so person me ba so ha. Much him say bank we for ma e man ko a e man ne be yem adwuma.
Be ye bibia.
E man ne be yem bibia security kro ba ne be di. What is Obroni say the main objective? Say within the short to the medium term. See, you perceive a measure National Women's Development Bank is successor. What is the measure? What is the objective of John Mahama?
Sir.
In terms of nipa dodoa, you say you be to me a cover with this bank.
Oh, you be to me a cover pass a man which I believe so one may participate because a woman here dear and former president Mahama a yama woman. And we call listening to us, woman a canny here woman and a warrior. Namum, you bet to me a cover pa by 1 million.
1 million women.
Yes, you bet to me a cover.
The short to medium term goal for this policy is to support the businesses of at least 1 million. Wow.
Now, yeah, can also across board.
Okay.
Traders and my didja a kahon. And my warm important nema a kahon. I feel workplace.
One didja.
One didja.
One
crania ba. And my fishmongers.
Okay.
And my demand dear baby. And even workplace ladies associations, no. Woman you now be a one or ye juma emiate yanaka. And so Sabio be about immediately less away. Maybe I was some men some my yen to yanaka. Or ran it to sa bank no. A provis away ye juma. Nan one Sabi bank no. A butine in tea. Young can't just a coffee in the amount. Now a man not draws 51% of the entire population there. A draw so say yen na de ho sem na ye hu ne say ade no yenti na ye na sabio obi ehu ye mobo na wose wo ye na so ye de ho sem ye embrace there and ye 1 million
if you're talking about 1 million women and that is 1 million households.
1 million households. No.
So the ripple effect.
Yes, because 1 million households, one more tentacles. One more ma. One more share one more. It be a bank in Monoquaje, Sabia Bosia, Gradiati and the Bafis be, and Adia Tataria, and a drama the bar. And the bank also shall benefit from the bank. Obi all cried you could not retirement. What if ye? If you are if you are brabbing in Abeda a year and so. So when your bank be to augment the business award, when your income will be to me.
I don't remember so. You might make us about more Moko Council Kofanya, more Mudibja. Bobby me your bar, Media Marco Square, Metifie, and a school crement to be on Kobe. You better me yen son of Juma. What would this women's bank do for them?
Women's bank, you can say, you can say everything women. Ain't Emma hairdressers. Because hairdresser be or sign Tom Pabwa on the shop no. Say women's bank in Ibaswa or Jessica Nibi or the Tom Pabwa ewo. Inti sa nipano when ya sika efri etiyenum or send sika efri in Pabwam. Miss so nas Liza fashions minimi kuni a pamade. Sa dia ye pam no. Se ukra sika na beto Steve baby, ubeto ahoma bebrebe. Ubeto Steve baby any materials pia. Ema production cost no come from umfa so dos. Say uye abayiwa upese osun adwuma into here sika. Women's bank ni ewo ho ma. E chese see everything women. It is our bank dey ba e ma ho to pa. It is going to provide decent jobs for women. Ebio sa bank here see e be fa ni pay hu say e ma bebrebe nya adwuma ye. Na oba Georgina wo de na ko Kivas where we become now what's na fie 7 years no ene obenya adwuma wo women's bank na ye. E ba sa e bia nka bank for be fa no. Bank na be fa no no. Oba be man so benya ho akose. It's going to create formal jobs also because bank ye betete in Ghana ha nyina e ma benya adwuma ye apart from bosia na e benya afi ho aye adwuma no formal work na nkasa so e benya bia ye na uma mema no a create space ama e ma mema no so spaces anka ma no be kwa akose. Enti sa bank yi de me ka say adeɛ bia ɛma nya no mɛma nya ho mfaso nti mɛfa de sɛ ɛma ibenya saa nneɛma yi na be create avenue ama mɛma so akɔhyɛ baabi anka ma bɛhyɛ nti it's good for men, it's good for women just say ma ye ne die.
Thank you very much. Maka si so sɛ besia bank yi de bɛma nyina na bɛyɛ ehu si hu ne bɛyɛ nsi hu kakra bi aha na chemi mu tɛ wansa ne yɛbɛkɔ no chemi mu you can say collateral kofa dying krata bra ma no Ghana ma me mo munya bi nti no what would this women's bank do
ne wo mo be ye ne yenim se nyame ye yadom na January ye take over na we no we eye edaye so former president Mahama call round no waso na ebesi pono so pa no won so de waka no obeye obi enim se wonya one meka na we ya die so aba eya de a wabo ntrim po se obeye de amamba enti se nyame ya adom na oba na sabu bank yebua bosia ene ade de mamba no eno de very flexible ye se dru one what is proposal no ba na ye policy at least to me ama up to be at 10 million na what they ama ejina ade what they kwaye be kra bet
me amount 10,000 100 million 100,000 50,000 abraye nye ejinamu bia
na interest so kakra bi because one hwe ye ne ya hype interest na ebe wi ase ekra na adwuma wo de kwa went to me anye na ayeka na afa ye betwetwe na edwuma no so a went to me anye sika went to me anti wo pese eye flexible mama
me a oton kusua wo cha station wa ton kusua hwe mi school a sa cheme wo bosia na hunsi wa kese no ni nyina ebetwam
okọ bank ho de na wo ye oba no wo kire sampa meton kusua anampo afa na me be start aton no approve a ye be man.
Honorable, me bow for your final comments. But before your final comments, me person presentation, no, which me bibi kakra. Bangi aye kan wasem. We be very say, President Mahama person create ade bia or mind bia anye bi. So educate us or slice no na me hwe bibi offer. So we ko anim kakra educate yen. Ko anim no, the other way. Good. Ko anim em say ko biem kan ho. Good. Me question any. Ye women's bank e wo amama bi so te say the president Mahama ya na fa ye fam kakra bi ansa na ya wrap up
the era Mahama ye ebi wo amama bebre so se wo hwe ye nuanom Nigeria fo ya omo de ye ne oma jollof no e ho komo no na ye die omo wo jollof omo wo women's bank ye ni bi nti Nigeria chire ha bi wo ho America enya sa women's bank 1975 medi afi ba akopɛ abesi ne yenye bi nti de yewura Mahama peso ye e ade a ye ka say international best practice e ade a e koso America for kra wo bi ye nua Nigeria ha obi nti maka Western world me catch a women's industrial bank ne wa ha Nigeria he ya e na first women's bank ne so e wo United States of America
so em say wo bi kra kan ho
bebre kwa say me ka say Finland wo bi women's banco and also ebi wo Colombia oba amalgamated bank and also United States wa enti bank de Nigeria and also Nigeria wa eboa ma bosiabo e ma sikasem interest rate kakra bi on bibia e fine enti de era Mahama ye no international best practice oba abrochimam oba ye ntem ha ya ba bia wo ho ye na yakamu aye nyanya bia era Mahama adwumerura president ayehwe nanim ohwe se obeboa ma e wo Ghana na yesoso yenye bi
na producer obi hwe me obi o se ye kasa no dodo na ayetwi kasa wonte ase enti ye mami Jane Professor Jane opoku agema tape no monya no ready mame ewie pe ye bebo sa tape na nsa na ye the lest we forget no aba na honorable Elizabeth Ofosu Ajare Ghana fu nyina tim ye sure se nyema ni ada ho makansi hu a bangi e ma bese a omo beje mo se kitikiti bi collateral no so mo se bank ne be ma besia kese kra ye ngibi mo aka se eye manko an be ye mu adwuma e manko an be nya besia mo di nchiremu ni nyina aba obi hwe o ye oba e bia fe no wawie school ana o ye obabunu ana o ye ye maame mo mani afi bi kan bibi kire no about kwan ye was so far so to aba in the upcoming 7 December 2024 elections.
Ghana ma monya aso na muntie bi Media asem de free Yera Excellency John Dramani Mahama ho Ebrem. Oye obia ye nyina ebe so nasene na 2025 wabe president amaye. Na de ntia meka sa ne se owurei no de bank eba ama mankoa. E mankoa de be mu adwuma. Na de ewo mu ne se eye bank bia wo pelo na obenya ni kakra bi sesia. Unye konabra enhwehwe mu ama ye hu se emma e ana ye ni collateral ho nanso so ye nya sika nam se ye pa adwumanti ye betimi dia ye adwuma ahwe ye kununum ene ye mma ehu nsi hu kitwa bi enti afi 2024 sa wo kɔ no akoto abaga na ba atie me enhwe political party bia enye de wu tumu de beboa ma Ghana etumpon de beboa mo wetimi ahwe wo ma de beboa ma ye di aba ene Excellency John Dramani Mahama sani pay Ojin ma ho hwe de oye ma wo se obi behu ma ente se ma nko a watimi yi ni running mate oba Professor Nana Jane enti nadaro ma ye benya first oba vice president of Ghana for de bio na President Mahama onye maye na ye hu se odoye de wa ye efe mumma ye nyina ye ayeye ebe yi ni nyina ne se ade 7 December obia obebia be sanlai akoto na ba ma no na de ntia mema ebebo ye chidom ato abane bia ma ne se ema ye hoto ya emema hoto mo kra ema ye hoto ya ye madi enti 2024 7 December abato edie ukwa enhwehwe obia hwechini ye no ye wura ni onyamfo Mahama oho toba no na Ghana ye mfa yento mapemfra medamas.
Wow, I was here me. I think we see as you penny barrier na in give us your last word. Obey you. Dear message na woman.
Sammy me da say. My last word ne say. Mpenimfo say obi ani wo bekasa fo asampa kwa no ho a. Na asampa so a ehwiam no etia. Saa na mpenimfo aka me ate. Ade a ye de aboa ma. Na so say President Mahama and NDC amma bank ye bini Ghana ma bank bini Ghana emma if you say one a ye ne die so na ye ne trimopo so obeye enti de ye kan say emma we should embrace this laudable idea because it ends up opening avenues for women ebema emma ye die akosoro no President Mahama wanye selfish. He has been very generous and very, very accommodating for women. Inti maso so ne yebeyama wetumi aba ama bank naba and they say drew wa nyame ya adoma beto aba e de ama na wetumi aba abaya the policy wedi kaka say bibia ye ema ye die ho no se nyame ya adom ne enwini a what the sectors in you what the best Professor Nana Jane, a vice president, no, the office, ama, where your bano, what no washe, and man, yes, a kindness, and me come home. President Mahama, Sabio, Sawofa or no, ne mammy ni ho, ne papa ni ho, wofa what in Adam, ne yere or bapa lord in Mahama, and so then the busia for any. Obi Obey Mahama. Ghana, about 33 million in population. One massive for no kabomwa, 1 million. But 33 million, no. A maya 51% woman, and no one to know this other so yaba.